Welcome to the sixth video lecture of chapter Respiration and Circulation. From the last video lecture, we have started the mechanism of internal respiration. In the internal respiration, there is the transportation of respiratory gases, transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Means during the internal respiration, oxygen is transported from lungs to the different body tissue and carbon dioxide is transported from body tissue to the lungs. This transportation of gases done with the help of blood. There are two main components of blood that involved in transportation of gases. That two components of blood are red blood cells and second is plasma. So mechanism of internal respiration shows mainly two type of transport. First is the transport of oxygen and second is the transport of carbon dioxide. In the last video lecture, we have learned about the transport of oxygen. Now today we are going to study about the transport of carbon dioxide. In this video, we will learn how carbon dioxide is transported from body tissue to the lungs. Here, carbon dioxide is transported from body tissue to the lungs both by RBCs and plasma of blood. Here, blood transport carbon dioxide in three different forms. First, about 7% of carbon dioxide is transported by plasma in solution form. Second, about 70% of carbon dioxide transported by bicarbonate ion. And third, about 23% carbon dioxide is transported by the red blood cells. Let's see how carbon dioxide is transported by the plasma. Here, about 7% of carbon dioxide combine with water in plasma and form H2CO3 means carbonic acid. And this carbon dioxide in the form of carbonic acid is carried toward the lungs. And at the lung, this carbonic acid break down into CO2 and H2O. Therefore, about 7% of carbon dioxide is transported in plasma form as a carbonic acid. About 70% of carbon dioxide is transported from body tissue to the lungs as the bicarbonate ion. Here, nearly 70% of carbon dioxide released by tissue cells diffuses into the plasma, and from the plasma this carbon dioxide again diffuses into the red blood cells or RBCs. In the red blood cells, this carbon dioxide combine with water to form H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. This reaction takes place with the help of enzyme that is called Ca. The full form of Ca is carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase, it is the iron containing enzyme. Carbonic anhydrase is the zinc containing enzyme. And this carbonic anhydrase enzyme found in the RBC, not in the plasma. This carbonic acid is unstable, therefore it immediately dissociates into H plus and HCO3 ion. हा कार्बनिक ॲसिड H2CO3 अनस्टेबल असतो आणि हा परत काय होत असतो H प्लस आणि HCO3 म्हणजे बायकार्बोनेट आयन यांच्यामध्ये परत तो काय होत असतो डिसोसिएट होत असतो, स्प्लिट अप होत असतो. आता ही जी रिॲक्शन आहे, दिस रिॲक्शन इज ऑल्सो डन विथ द हेल्प ऑफ एन्झाईम, झिंक कंटेनिंग एन्झाईम दॅट इज कॉल्ड Ca कार्बनिक अनहायड्रेज. आता ही पूर्ण जी रिॲक्शन सांगितली मी तुम्हाला, ही पूर्ण रिॲक्शन RBCजमध्ये रेड ब्लड सेल्समध्ये होत असते. म्हणजे सुरुवातीला कार्बन डायऑक्साईड जो असतो तो वॉटरशी कंबाईन होतो. वॉटरशी कंबाईन झाल्यानंतर त्याचं रूपांतर H2CO3 म्हणजे कार्बनिक ॲसिडमध्ये होत असतो. तो कार्बनिक ॲसिड अनस्टेबल असल्यामुळे परत तो काय होत असतो डिसोसिएट होत असतो आणि त्याच्यापासून H प्लस आयन आणि HCO3 हे दोन सेपरेट होत असतात. हियर दिस HCO3 that is bicarbonate ion, this bicarbonate ion diffuse out from the RBC into the plasma, as this bicarbonate ion diffuse into the plasma from the RBCs, then H plus ion or hydrogen ion concentration in the RBC will increases, and this increased hydrogen ion concentration in RBC brings about the imbalance of charge inside the RBCs. Therefore, for each HCO3 or bicarbonate ion that comes out from the RBCs, one chloride ion present in the plasma shift into the RBCs. This phenomenon is called chloride shift. इकडे बघा, हा कार्बोनिक ॲसिड डिसोसिएट झाल्यानंतर H प्लस आणि HCO3 बायकार्बोनेट तयार होत असतो. आता हा HCO3 जो असतो बायकार्बोनेट हा RBC मधून डिफ्यूज होऊन प्लाझ्मामध्ये येतो. हा बायकार्बोनेट म्हणजे HCO3 RBC मधून प्लाझ्मामध्ये आल्यामुळे काय होत असतो, RBC मध्ये H प्लस आयनचं जे कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन असतं ते इन्क्रीज होत असतं, वाढतं. आणि ह्या H प्लस आयनचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन जर RBC मध्ये वाढलं तर रेड ब्लड सेलमध्ये RBC मध्ये आयोनिक चार्ज जो असतो त्या आयोनिक चार्जचं काय होत असतं, इम्बॅलेन्स होत असतं. म्हणून RBC मध्ये आयोनिक बॅलेन्स मेंटेन करण्यासाठी प्लाझ्मामधून क्लोराईड आयन हा RBC मध्ये शिफ्ट होत असतो. तर प्लाझ्मामधून RBC मध्ये क्लोराईड आयन शिफ्ट होण्याची जी प्रक्रिया असते, प्रोसेस असते, त्याला म्हणतात क्लोराईड शिफ्ट किंवा हम्बर्गर फेनॉमेनॉन. So what is chloride shift or Hamburger phenomenon? To maintain the ionic balance between RBC and plasma, the chloride ion from the plasma diffuse into the RBC. This movement of chloride ion from plasma into the RBC is called chloride shift or Hamburger phenomenon. Now see here, this HCO3 or bicarbonate that comes into the plasma from the RBCs, that HCO3 react with sodium ion or potassium ion to form NaHCO3 sodium bicarbonate, and when HCO3 react with potassium, that time it form potassium bicarbonate, and this carbon dioxide in the form of sodium bicarbonate and potassium bicarbonate carried toward the lungs. Here in RBC, this H plus ion is taken up by the protein hemoglobin and form HHB, that is reduced hemoglobin, or it is also called deoxyhemoglobin. At the level of lungs, this hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion recombine to form carbonic acid H2CO3. This carbonic acid under the influence of Ca carbonic anhydrase enzymes form CO2 and H2O. Let's see about the third form. About 23% of the carbon dioxide is transported by the red blood cells or RBCs. In red blood cells, carbon dioxide combine with the amino group of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is protein, therefore it contains amino group. Therefore, in the hemoglobin, in the RBCs, carbon dioxide combine with the amino group of hemoglobin and form HbCO2, that is carb-amino hemoglobin. And this carbon dioxide in the form of carb-amino hemoglobin carried toward the lungs. Therefore, carbonic acid, bicarbonates and carb-amino hemoglobin, these three compounds are reversible compounds, and these compounds are formed at the cellular level. These three compounds, that is carbonic acid, bicarbonate and carb-amino hemoglobin, these three compounds dissociate at the lungs and carbon dioxide become free. Now let's see about the fourth process of mechanism of respiration, that is cellular respiration. The fourth process of mechanism of respiration is the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the last step, last process, and this process taking place inside the cells. Inside the cell, food is oxidized and ATP is generated. This cellular respiration can be shown by two steps. So what are the two steps of cellular respiration? First step is oxidation and second step is phosphorylation. During the cellular respiration, oxygen enters into the tissue cells and it combines with the organic compound or organic molecule and form simple inorganic substances, simple inorganic molecule like CO2 and H2O, and during this process heat energy is released. After complete oxidation of one glucose molecule, approximately 686 kilocalorie energy is released. Therefore, breaking down of complex organic molecule into simple inorganic molecules with release of heat energy is called oxidation. And the second steps of cellular respiration, that is the phosphorylation. Phosphorylation means the formation of ATP. The process of formation of ATP is called phosphorylation. Means during the phosphorylation process, release energy is trapped up or stored in the form of high energy bond of ATP molecule. Now, how to make ATP molecules? This ATP molecule is formed from ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and inorganic phosphate by utilizing free energy, that is 7.3 kilocalorie free energy. Means release energy gets stored in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecule, and this ATP adenosine triphosphate molecule is used to carry out the vital life processes. Therefore ATP is called energy currency of cell. ओके, तर मित्रांनो या ठिकाणी मेकॅनिझम ऑफ रेस्पिरेशनच्या चारही प्रोसेसचं एक्सप्लेनेशन कंप्लीट झाले.